We like the House Grows Hungry. I was going to say, but we'll take the Wonder Weave Aerialist and try to make a blue-white deck, but we actually struggled with the last one we played. Spectacular Tactics is also good, solid, efficient removal. Cards we could potentially take here instead are Goro. He's colorless, so he could end up in any deck that we play. And Janai and Hoppy are great. The green-white deck is one we've been able to 3-0 with. I just don't think that Wonder Weave Aerialist really goes with Janai and Hoppy. That being said, we will take it here alongside the Leyline Weaver. To me, the Wonder Weave Aerialist is much more of a blue-white card than a green-white. You're unwebbing your cards back in green, and having 2 white pips required for your 2-drop is really rough in a lot of games. That being said, we don't need to take it here. Nia is great. I do see her passed around quite a bit because she is red. But we actually lost the game to Nia recently, where we played a Villainous Wrath, and then they came out the next turn with Nia and made use of the Flying Vigilance and the Haste. We'll take another Spectacular Tactics here, even though red-white isn't really a color combo in this set, and pick the next best card, which is probably Favored Fighter. Belian's mana cost, I think, is just too rough to play. We have no blue. Galvanized Workforce, Knife Trick are just filler. The 23rd best card in your pack, in your deck, so pass up on those. Duskmourn's Claim is not a signal. I think people know by now that this is unplayable. We'll take a Valet, and I guess a Sadistic String Puller in case we do end up red-black. It's not entirely impossible at this point. Data Scrubber is more interesting in best of 3 than it is in best of 1. We can side it in. The opponent is getting a lot of graveyard value. And Wonder Weave Airless is going late. Maybe we do stay open to being blue-white here just because this thing was taken so late. There's a Galvanized Workforce. Robotics Mastery is good, but I don't think we pick it up here without a bargain spinner. And what does our green look like? I think Archivist is probably better than Aerialist, but we saw this wheel so late that we can take this. Could we just take Goro and continue to waffle? And we'll take an Aerialist. Put red and green over here. The Janai notably did not wheel from the last pack. Does green-white look better than blue-white at this point is my question. I think it does, and Confessor's Binding helps us in web. So we'll put this over in a blue pile. And we'll take Janai plus Favored Fighter. Darval is cheap in web, but he's pretty replaceable. And this pack is just yucky. We could have to sideboard in Temple Trap in some games. That's not inconceivable. The Arachnologist I'm not impressed with. He is playable, but we'll take Temple Trap in him here. Be kind of unhappy. Kafan, another Arachnologist, another Data Scrubber. Probably not. Carousels. We'll probably solidify that we're green, as we'll only have one non-green 2-drop. Line Weaver here, okay. So Mayhem typically would have someone pick up this card. Neach. Neach. Can we pick it up here? Bargain Spinner might just be better if we can fetch. Removal. But in green, we do have 2 Favored Fighters. They'll make treasures and help us ramp to this 7 mana card. How many villains would we pumped? 3. And typically drawing until you have 8 cards is enough to win the game. We'll take Neach and Physic. And hope to wheel maybe, I guess, a high drop. Or this Bargain Spinner. Fate Weaver, okay. That makes playing the Chizak more palatable. We'll take a Zan. No, we won't. We will take a Spectacular Tactics. And hope to wheel the Zan. Got blue and red at this point. Clutter Cluster is great for the in-web deck. And can we take a Bargain Spinner here? We have no auras or equipment to fetch at the time being. We'd have to pick them up later. I guess we'll just take another Zan. We'll play another Crime Scene Instructor as a 2-drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that'll probably be enough. Grow Extra Arms will help us flesh out our interaction pile. I don't know that we're playing the House Grows Hungry, but there's a very good possibility at this point with Zan to fix 2 Favored Fighters and no better removal. Speaking of no better removal, Scorpion Sting is not great. We can get, I guess, a dual-colored land for Neach here. Bargain Spinner does not have anything to fetch, I believe. There's another instructor. Do we actually not have any spider heroes to go fetch with the Fate Weaver? We could fetch a Janai. I guess Clutter Cluster could be legitimate if we have a way to inweb it. Late in the game. Zon is technically... And so is Physic. Okay. How hard would Nia be to play? We have white. We need blue and red. Nia would be hard to play. Don't have counters for the Wonder Weave Aerialist. We may run a Temple Trap. Otherwise, we'll sideboard it in when we need more removal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be enough. Chariot will always be played on 3. Professor's Bindings is a do nothing. We'll put it over in that pile. So we don't have much draw, but there's not much we can side in to draw. I kind of want to cut some crime scene instructors, but we're struggling to reach playables as it is. Let's throw, I guess, a mainline Data Scrubber in or a Temple Trap. It's between these two artifacts. No auras for Bargain Spinner. Let's put in a Data Scrubber and call it a day. After we check that the mana is good. So all our 2 drops except for these Crime Scene Instructors require green mana. We're going to want at least 8. 7 is not enough. It's going to be probably 9. White, we have 6. We do want early white for the Crime Scene Instructors, but 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not the instructors can be a little awkward for that reason, but we can wait on the Spectacular Tactics, and we have much less white compared to our green. And then finally for black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources with the Final Woven Chariot. So that's actually 11 white sources as well. We can maybe cut a white for a swamp for another forest. But like I said, the Crime Scene Instructors may be awkward as is. Alright, let's get in there. Dodo Ouse. Let's play first. All 3 colors besides the I forgot we had an island in there. So it's black. Let's take it. We can do turn 1 Fate Weaver into turn 2 Janai. We'll swing out with both here. He made a trade for our Fate Weaver. But we're the beatdown. I don't believe we need Death Touch Reach right now. Was he holding up shock? I probably would shock here if I were him. Ooh, either he passed quickly or he doesn't have shock. Maybe Knife Trick? We are 2 lands away from playing Neach with this treasure token. 2 lands that are in our hand. Notably, there's no discard in this set. There is a rare black enchantment that makes you lose 3 life if you don't discard a card, but there's nothing that forces you to discard cards that are in your hand. This is going to be an opportunity to get in web going with Zan and get our Neach played out a turn earlier. Now, do we actually in web with Zan? If we web with Zan, we have 2 mana left. We can't replay Favored Fighter. Not without 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, we'll be a mana short, so I think it's actually just better to slam Zan. Go fetch Swamp, and we'll actually be able to preserve our treasure here with Neach, which will be good because we're going to have a lot of cards to play out, assuming he doesn't have instant speed removal for a 8 toughness creature. Which I will assume is the case, as he has no death touch creatures, and he's going to have red mana, which is damage-based removal, and green, which is fight-based removal. Or damage, if they have like terrific team-up. So we could actually draw an extra card by playing Confessor's Bindings. Let's do that. This is actually kind of silly. We probably should have held Confessor's Bindings in our hands. We're going to draw 8 cards, and this is sacking a treasure that it could have tapped. If anything, it's a liability for milling and for tapping our creatures. Discard down to 8. rid of an instructor. We actually only have one land in this entire hand, so we'll have 3, 6, 7, 8 mana. We could slam down 2 3-drops and a 2-drop. Let's attack with Neach and the Favored Fighter and Zan. And see which is going to get in web back. At this point, I definitely don't care if he kills Neach. We drew our literal 8 cards off him. That's fine. If he double blocks with the Caracals, could actually blow him out. Yeah, let's do that. Then we'll web. Oh, are we short? 3, 5 mana. Yep. Cards. Didn't matter much what we did there. He wasn't in board wipe range. He would need a swamp there. I mean, it's not entirely impossible, but we haven't seen any swamps. I very much doubt he has a Villainous Wrath. Okay, he is red-green Caracal, so he can have some big body guys. He did, in fact, have a knife trick. Opulent Valet. So instant speed stuff is good. I don't know that he is an artifact we want to kill. Opulent Valet certainly is not a target. We probably just run it back as is. And Comrade, yeah. Really noodling. I believe the maximum time you can spend sideboarding is 2 minutes. No turn 2 play, but we'll absolutely take this. Now, cool part about Physic is he will actually put counters on Data Scrubber as well. if he gets to live, we did see the opponent had Night Trick, and looks like he has to mull down to 5 here. We have all colors. Green, white, blue, black. Plus we'll have any mana off the Arachnologist and a treasure from the favorite fighter. I almost played a swamp there. We do actually draw a 2-drop. So we have a Cruel Caracals to match his. We know he has 2 of these at least. Yep, there, there it is. An all Caracals deck. Let's block. We'll play Arachnologist. Like I said, he has a Night Trick. I assume he has Fight. It's probably better to bait out removal with the Arachnologist first. It'll ramp us. And then we can maybe throw down Physic and Data Scrubber and start pumping for counters. 3 page for this pump. No, 3 mana to kill our creature. We're -1 card. We'll just take 2. Let him know that we considered his offer briefly. A chariot, okay. 1, 2, 3. I would like to hold up Spectacular Tactics when we have Physic out. So, for now, we'll play the favored fighter. And, because I guess alternatively, yeah, we can play Physic, held out with Spectacular Tactics up without using a treasure token. And then play Data Scrubber and tap to pump both of them. One, two, three, 1, 2. Is Vine-Woven Chariot an artifact creature? Oh, and or vehicle you control. It is. So let's play that in Special Lane now. Citizen and wait. 3, 5, 6, 7. We'll technically have 8 mana next turn. We didn't end up holding Spectacular Tactics up with Physic, but we'll still have a pretty good board presence if he does remove it here. Opponent pumps the Caracals pre-combat. We'll pass. Is it fight spell? Wouldn't be able to take anything out here unless it was doing damage based off Caracals. Maybe he has that one green or red pip that'll do damage with a +1. If that's the case, he should have done that. Potentially pre-combat, but I think I understand why he didn't. He could have crewed our chariot, and then what? We wouldn't have a good walk still. Oh yeah, we would. We'd have 2 health left. So we lose our physic there. I think we are playing too loose, considering our gem count is the way it is. He's gonna destroy our treasure here. Might as well deny him the pleasure. Is he actually gonna shock or Ryan's rampage? Okay. Play a data scrubber. Toss this land, see what we can grab. Get rid of his Caracals. Get rid of this forest. If we wanted to play really fast and loose, which we do. I know we were just saying we should play tighter. We'll attack with the entire team. And if he blocks here, we use spectacular tactics. Any creature that crews the chariot means we can probably attack him for 8 damage next turn. Just attack for 6 here. If he does nothing, we'll surveil end of his turn. Buy a land. We are sitting at exactly Neach mana. That's a good one. Data scrubber will be going back. We'll get value off the connive. Alright, there we go. First victory. I think our deck is good, but that guy's deck also did not do much. We should have played out Physic with protection. He would have added counters to not only himself, but also the Data Scrubber and the Vinewood Chariot. So he had high value there. If the opponent was doing, you know, actual things, we could have been in trouble by not playing for value there. It would have been a great start. Physic would have gotten too large for him to remove as well. And I think just taking over the game with 1/1 counters, with the backup of removing counters if we ever needed to draw into our more powerful cards. We will play first here, and we will keep this. Probably just slam Clutter Cluster as a 2/3 on turn 2. There's a Pigeon turn 1. And we will need lands here, otherwise we will have nothing to do. Ideally a Plains, but anything that gets us to Favored Fighter would potentially be acceptable. He has a scary start. Vex spots. Okay. Well, he has no ground creatures. Might as well attack. Come on. Another card that will fetch us a land if we can just get to 3 mana. I guess Vex Spots is a little less scary in blue-white, as you'll see less villains. There we go. It may be too late, but let's find out. Do we in-web Zon here? Or play the Chariot? I think we in-web Zon. Two, 3 damage. We get our island, I guess. Have all colors. That still will let us tap the creature for Confessor's Bindings if we ever get to that point. So we'll pay a forest to grab a forest. Our 2/3 will block his 2/3. And we'll take at least 4 in the air this turn. Janai is only going to have flying on our turn. And I think that's going to be all she wrote, right? 6 damage will go to 1. And I don't think we'll be able to come back. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. So let's scoop. Just missed our 3rd lane drop for too long. I think it's 2 or 3 turns in a row. He has a good blue-white deck with a lot of flyers. Temple Trap is maybe the only card we could think about siding in. In maybe game 3. Danger Mouse. Play first. We'll keep a 2-lane hand again. Could maybe have a 1, 2, 3 here. As long as we hit our 3rd lane drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Another turn 1 play. It's not a pigeon this time, at least. And we do hit our third land drop, which is all we need to see. Okay, so we'll actually be crime scene instructor here, I think, so that we can put a counter on our Fate Weaver. That will block his pigeon and his Vex spots. We'll go get our swamp, as we have technically 2 lands that have for blue mana if we end up trying to play Neach this match. Opponent might be color screwed. I think it's just favored fighter here. We could slam down a crime scene instructor and Leyline Weaver. Actually, maybe that's better. If he has counter spell, I'd rather him counter a 2-drop. Yep. Maybe the Leyline Weaver is better than the crime scene instructor here. But we're going to be in webbing our Clutter Cluster back, and that would give us an extra 1/1 counter if we do it with the Crime Scene Instructor. The Leyline Weaver would give us another mana, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's swing out. That's all right. Play the favored fighter here. Put on auto passing for now, but we technically have grow extra arms up. Okay, he stacks food, he'll go to 12. We will do how much damage? 4, 6, 8, 4, 6, 10, 12. Okay, got a little bit of land revenge there. Now, do we actually want to bring in the Temple Trap? I don't think so. I think we already have Spectacular Tactics. If he has power 4 or greater creatures we want to remove. So we could run into awkward hands where we have multiple Spectacular Tactics and Temple Trap. And he just develops out the board with stinkers that we don't want to spend the Temple Trap on, and that Spectacular Tactics won't target. We'll keep it. Great. It's a lot of lands and a lot of ramp, but we can play out Campus. I guess Leyline Weaver will probably be coming out first before Janai. We are on the draw here, so ooh, it's got swamps. I don't think we saw that game 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. We could play this out and this out. Chariot. Fetch another land. Zan. Zan, fetch a land, then do what? 1, 2. We wouldn't web back the Weaver, so. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can 5 end up 1 mana short of enwebbing our Clutter Cluster back to hand. Angler's Shield. He'll draw a card. We let him connect. I think we do let him connect. Four, 6 damage, 4 mana. We can enweb with Zan on Janai. Hold up Spectacular Tactics if we. Well, Leyline Weaver will become untapped. So 4, 5, 6 mana, 3, but we want to have Spectacular Tactics open. Yeah, in web, and Leyline Weaver will become untapped and we'll play Plains. Swam. We could play Spectacular Tactics now, or we could get Janai back out. I think we'll play Janai and chump with our 1/1. If he flies over and attacks again, I think we use Spectacular Tactics on his remaining creatures and attack him for a lot of damage. Ooh. His lifelink though. No attack. Grab another forest, play that out. Attack with Janai, play out Physic. Don't get to hold up Spectacular Tactics, but Physic, putting counters on himself in the Chariot, this is going to be sweet. And if he spends his mana removing Physic, then we potentially have a nice crackback after using Spectacular Tactics on his Dark Hall. Nothing to fetch, so that's a 3 mana 2/2, essentially. Make the same attack with Janai. Throw down our Instructor. Play a land. And pass. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can surveil end of his turn. And we'll be sure to tap Physic as well. risk. Okay. Sure. Oh, goodbye, bargain spinner. That might mean he has Hide and Mundanity in hand. Otherwise, I would think he'd be playing it to go fetch it. Goodbye, land. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'd have 3 mana left. I guess we'll draw this turn. To main. Four blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 get through. I don't think it's time yet. I know we could play a Caracals and crew the Chariot. Okay, he does have double swamp. I hope he doesn't have Villainous Wrath. If he does, we'll at least be able to draw cards off Physic first. Cavero. Okay. Let's see, copy. Bargain spinner? Maybe that's why I put it there. Or Ozor. It is Ozor. Five blockers, 3, 6, 7, 8. If we get another creature, 9 attackers. If he's tapped out, we'll swing next turn. But he still has mana to play with, and a food token. Okay. No food token, he's tapped out. Six blockers, 3, 6, 7. 8 attackers, 2 get through, 3 damage. Pass into attackers. We'll do this. We'll do this. Sure. I guess we could see what this looks like if we remove 2 counters from the Chariot. 10 to 11 attackers to his 6 blockers. Okay, well, we'll do Physic first. No Surveil. Confessor's Bindings will help us draw cards. We'll tap Janai and probably a 1/1. Opponent has been pretty patient. I assumed he would have equipped the Angler Shield on the back spots and tried to draw some cards by now. He's looking like he might be considering that for this turn. We'll wait till he attacks to use Spectacular Tactics so he can't re-equip. And we'll do it pre-blocks so that if he does have protection, we can still chump block so he doesn't draw 3 cards. He would have been able to tap some creatures if he used that mode of the card. 3, 4, 5. 5 blockers. 3, 4, 5. 3, 5. Get through. I guess he just dies if we let this go through. I mean, he could play more. He has 4 mana open. So let's pass to blockers. Block with our Leyline Weaver. Honestly, that's kind of acceptable. So 3, 5 blockers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attackers. 9 minus 4 is 5. Everything has 2 power except for these 2 guys. We can potentially remove them. I think we'll take a 2-drop that can crew our Chariot. An Opulent Ballet is even pumped up by Physic. So he's tapped out. This is right. 3. Okay, surveils. Let's remove his creature and then let him do the math. Math is for blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 5. I guess we pump this. Unnecessary, but we get it. Okay. Even if he had Villainous Wrath, we still had a Neach to draw into. Let's see if we can close it out. It'd be really nice for our gem count to have a 3-0. No 2-drop, but we'll keep it. There's a 2-drop. Red, black. Ooh, he could be aggressive. 3 power, 2-drop. Play the Caracals. And fortunately, we have a pretty defensive start. Arachnologist into fighter. We'll have a bunch of mana to maybe spend either developing our board or so that we can hold up Spectacular Tactics. Wince Insight. Okay, we can double drop next turn. Fate Weaver and Favored Fighter and leave a treasure token left over. Okay, that's good for him. It's just going to be Favored Fighter next turn, probably. Unless we really think we need to get Fate Weaver out quick enough that we spend our treasure token. If he discards another Wekdu is fine. Another Deathflame Burst, then I guess we are feeling like we should add the Fate Weaver out. But Fate Weaver can go fetch, was it Zahn? Is that probably the best thing for him to fetch? 9 Hoppy is probably not worth 3 mana investment. Especially if he's going to have flyers. You probably want the reach from Fate Weaver more. Treasure token, and let's play out Fate Weaver. Now we're actually holding up Spectacular Tactics, but we'll pass fast so it doesn't look like we have something instant speed. He's playing a little bit of white. Wonder what that's for. Okay, we do have Spectacular Tactics to protect, I assume, our favored fighter. Okay, what's he gonna get? Oh, he has Hex of Undeath, and I guess he's splashing white so that he can play Scions. I mean, he has Recursion, so this is exactly where he wants it, I assume, by looking in the graveyard. Right, let's attack with everything but the Fate Weaver. I think we should actually go fetch Zahn. 1, 2, 3. Well, maybe not this turn. We can't play in this turn. Five, 4 haste. We absolutely will block that if he attacks in with our Fate Weaver. Knife trick. Okay. He gets rid of, wow. With our, but like I said, he has recursion, so I'm assuming he still has Prison Break to go fetch. Let's just, I guess. He would block our favorite fighter. Oh, he's just dead. Let's just kill him. Nice. So I think he's usually the beatdown in red and black, but he has great graveyard value. That means we're going to be sideboarding an extra data scrubber for the exile graveyard effect. Do we want to get rid of Valet? I think we do. It's nice with Physic, but it's going to be blocked by his Wekdu. And that will be the extent of our sideboarding. Definitely don't want him playing those cards, like with our and the Scions. So we're gonna try and get him to. Let's play this. Struggle to play out a hand as he holds those guys. He wants to throw them in the graveyard and then win with a very flashy Hex of Undeath. Bring him back. Potentially Prison Break. We didn't see it, but. Pass here quickly, hold up Grow Extra Arms. There's our Neach, so we do have some value late game as well. Alright, so I think he is running into the awkward situation we were describing earlier. Let's, I guess, just play this out now. We don't want to go to combat and have him kill our Arachnologist, slow us down. This no land drop is rough, but he attacks here. We do have the Grow Extra Arms. Now we can grow extra arms on our favorite fighter. He's Lavaborn Goblins. I'm assuming that's what he's going to block. Or we could just trade. That would put it out of range of a lot of his, or at least 2 of his removal spells. Well, I guess just temporarily. 3, 5, yeah. Two mana to kill his Lavaborn Goblins, I think is better than playing out the Crime Scene Instructor. Ooh, he plays Conius, but we can remove that with House Rosemary. How much mana will we have left over? 2, 3, we can still do that. No, we won't. We'll have 2 mana left over. I think it's better just to remove Conius and attack in. I guess trading for either of our creatures
would be better than using the House Grows Hungry. So let's offer the trade first. Neach is a nice backup plan. I don't know if it's enough if he recurs out like the Scions and other high value cards. And I don't think it's going to be enough if he has Hex of Undeath, believe it or not. But here we can play another Favored Fighter or go grab a land. Let's play out another Favored Fighter. Tricky. I feel like if we have any more than 3 lands, we don't have to take our foot off the gas and we're in a good spot. This might be enough to push us over the edge. So 5 mana is available. This plus the Crime Scene Instructor. How about that? Right, 4 damage. It might actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 be correct too. No, let's play the Crime Scene Instructor. I was thinking about playing the Vinewood Chariot, sacking a treasure to get a land, but I think we'll probably use that treasure to unweb out the Clutter Cluster here. I'm going to decline. What do? Okay. So he can flash in at 2/2. It's good to remember. And exiling his graveyard is relevant. If he had milled his powerful creatures in there, it probably won't be here. He'll flash his Wekdu in before that effect goes off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can actually web here as you let the Crime Scene Instructor go through. And let's put it on the Favored Fighter. It's usually best to diversify threats, but 5 toughness will be enough to live outside that 4 damage removal spell we've seen him has 2 copies of. Okay. We're going to exile your graveyard. Hex of Undeath only targets your graveyard, right? Let's do a quick check. Make sure that's the case. From your graveyard. Okay, so we don't need to exile our own. 5, 6, we're 1 mana away from casting Neach. So let's first attack with the Favored Fighter. He trays. That's kind of crazy. I probably shouldn't have attacked in the first place. 1 damage. Okay. We do have reach. Let's play the chariot. Go fetch that land. That swamp. Play that swamp. So we're dead soon to crash discarding cards. I would not have kept a land. I would have tossed it to do basically a play that would put us on 3 health. Okay. Well. Here comes Neach. And pass. Maybe you should attack with Chariot. But I kind of want to go fast so that he doesn't realize he can ping us to death with Crash. Okay, we want to go fast. Don't let him think about that. He doesn't do it again, which is great. Let's play out a land. Let's play out Data Scrubber. Get rid of his Withar. You will connive Crime Scene Investigator, Crime Scene Instructor. Calls. Say the 2/3 will be crude. He could put everything on Neach. Will kill 2 creatures. Didn't notice he had passed. Okay, we will trade for the wet dew. Oh, target creature can't block. He does 1 damage when creatures die. I see. Two creatures. So we can't trade here. His 2 creatures will do 2 damage, and if we lose a creature, then we die. But we can attack with Neach and the Caracals. And we can protect them. Physic. Crime Scene Instructor. hold up Spectacular Tactics, and pass. And we'll be careful not to mill ourselves to death here. Next turn, we're swinging out. Oh, he gets rid of his Scions. Can he play it here? Is he short blue and green? Yes, he is. Okay. Three toughness creature. We don't want to go within shock range. Nice. Or 1 damage. He could play Merciless Enforcers and ping us. There's a number of things that could get us if we go any lower in life. Alright. That's a 3-0. This deck was nice. Neach won us certainly some games. But even without Neach, we had the ability to be aggressive. I felt like Grow Extra Arms is a card I've come up on in these decks, especially green-white decks, where you just need to push through that remaining damage or have 2 mana to remove one of their big creatures. Actually push through. Spectacular Tactics is always spectacular. We knew that from the beginning. Confessor's Bindings is another way to take over the game and draw a bunch of cards. So just all around solid. Worst part of this deck was maybe the mana was a little shifty, but there's so many ways to fix if your green mana hits for any number of other colors. We had Chariot, Zan, 2 Favored Fighters, and an Arachnologist, all to fix, plus these lands. So, nice. We'll claim the gems and the rewards, and we'll see you in the next one.